morning and happy Friday. It's the 14th of January today, and as it is a Friday, it is my weighing day. So I am coming on to update what my weight is and also explain a bit about how I'm feeling and just how I'm getting on in general. So I feel like this week has gone okay. I've definitely not done my very best, but I don't think I've been like really bad either. So I'm sort of like just somewhat in between the best of my ability and like the very worst I could be doing. I'll start off by talking a little bit about my tracking, my calories, my macros, what I've been eating and that kind of thing. So last week I did kind of set out a bit of a goal to make sure that I tracked absolutely everything, because I noticed last week that although I'd done okay, there was a couple of occasions where I'd had like a coffee or a little snack and I'd not I'd kind of like forgot to put it in. So I was going into this week trying to sort of like be better at that. I don't think I've achieved that goal. On Sunday, as you will see, I didn't really track at all, and I don't know why that was. There wasn't really any reason for that. I didn't eat anything like really bad that I was thinking, oh, I don't want to be accountable for this, so I'm not going to put it in. I made a Sunday roast and I had quite a small portion of it. I didn't have like a massive amount. I made like a slow cooked beef and just sort of like some veg and some mashed potatoes and whatnot, but like I said, I had quite a small portion. I 100% didn't go over. Probably at the very worst I would have eaten to maintain calories on Sunday, so it wasn't because I was like eating badly and I didn't want to be accountable to it. It was just probably because I was being lazy and for whatever reason I didn't. And then obviously on Monday I was over calorie. I had consumed 1,661 on Monday. Obviously not ideal, but again, it's not at the point where it's like gaining weight calories, it's like maintain weight calories. And although I'm not happy about that, I'm just glad that I actually tracked. I think sometimes it's good to, even if you're in a bit of a rut and you are really hungry and you find yourself eating a lot more, it's still good to track, and that's kind of like the mindset and place that I was trying to get into. And I've been sort of like under calorie on some certain days, because I feel like since I've reintroduced the protein shakes into my diet that they have been keeping me full the majority of the time. So yeah, to be honest, like in terms of like nutrition and food, it's not like perfect. It's not the like absolute perfect thing that I could be eating. There were some nights where I made some like homemade chips in the air fryer. I made some homemade sweet potato fries in the air fryer, and that's sort of something that I want to do occasionally as a bit of a treat, but I'd prefer to be looking to my carbohydrate sources as like maybe quinoa or brown rice or that kind of thing, and not necessarily chips. But that's just because in terms of my diet and my like what I need to be eating to help my legs, that they're not very good for that, and that's the only reason. I mean, I see quite a lot of people making air fried chips and there's nothing wrong with them whatsoever in terms of like losing weight. It's just because I'm trying to cater my diet to be best and most effective for my health condition. That's the only reason I'm saying that. So please don't be offended if you have chips on a regular basis and think that I'm thinking you're really bad, because not at all. I feel like I haven't had much sort of like fruits and vegetables this week, which I like to have like an abundance of fruits and veggies in my diet, so that's not been too great. But then in terms of like tracking calories and things like that, I still haven't had like bread. I feel like a lot of the time, like there was one day I remember where I was feeling a bit hungry and I went to get a snack from the kitchen and I chose like a tin of tuna over having like something else. So I have been making good decisions and my willpower has been strong when there's been opportunity to have something a little bit bad. But yeah, I just think not fantastic. But also not the very worst either. And then in terms of exercise, I haven't really got anything to say about it because I haven't worked out at all this week, like in no way, shape or form. And that is partly due to the fact that my shins slash calves have been very, very painful over the last week. I'm still not sure where that came from, whether it was a stress injury from a workout or whether it was just normal soreness or whether it was lipedema pain. I'm not sure. I have had 2 hospital appointments, which I should be getting my compression in the next couple of weeks, and I think that will help dramatically with my recovery from my workouts. So I'm very excited to get them. I don't want to use my legs hurting as an excuse though, because if I'm totally honest with myself, I could say, well, you could have gone to the gym and you could have had a swim, you could have worked out your arms, you could have done some like sort of like abdominal workouts. So I could have done it. So it's not necessarily down to that. I think it's just for whatever reason I've just not gone, which I'm not happy about, because mentally I'm always in a much better place when I go to the gym and I'm doing workouts and things. So that is quite frustrating. I'm very frustrated at myself for that. Definitely need to kick up the bottom where that's concerned. But Laura is training for, if you don't know who I'm referring to when I say Laura, she's one of my very, very, very bestest friends. She's very dear to me. I love her to bits. And she's on a weight loss journey herself. I'll leave a link to her in my description box. If you're not following her, please do, because she's just a gem, and honestly she's great. She's so motivating and she's just lovely and she deserves your support too. But she's a runner and she has a run planned that she is doing in March, and she's got her schedule and stuff. So I was kind of thinking, to keep me a little bit more accountable, I'm going to plan to do a long run on a weekend as a bit of a virtual training buddy, because she lives hours away. Otherwise we'd be doing it together, which would be a dream, but never mind. So yeah, I'm gonna try, well, I'm gonna start doing that every weekend, having a long run. I'm not sure how it's gonna fit in this weekend because Jim's got the van on Saturday and Sunday, so I'm not sure. I'm going to try my very, very best to implement it from this weekend, but I'm going to do at least a 30-minute run on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then see. I do need to start doing like a workout plan for the week, because I think that's important to sort of like my rest days and things like that. Maybe this pain has come because I was just kind of going when I felt like it, and I felt like it every day, so I went every day, and more often than not I'd do a run, and that's might have resulted in the pain. So I think I am going to implement a workout like plan, maybe, don't know, going into the new week. So on to weigh-in. I'm looking up here because I've started to write my weight of the week on my work notice board in the notes section, just so I can see it all the time. Like when I look up and think, what am I doing today, I see that it's there and it's like fresh in my memory. So last week I weighed in at 14 stone 9, which was a 4 pound gain from the last time I weighed in, which wasn't the week prior, it was way back in December. And this morning I weighed in at 14 stone 10.4 pounds. Now I don't often do this because I try not to weigh myself too often. Obviously I weigh myself once a week, but sometimes I will sort of get the urge to see what's going on. And yesterday morning was one of them mornings where I was like, I wonder what's happening, and I just kind of wanted to know ahead of time what was going on. So I weighed myself and it was 14 stone 11, which I was just like, what? Very confusing, because although I haven't had a perfect week, I don't think I've had a week that reflects a £2 gain. It's a £1 gain now because this is my weight, so I'm going to say £1 gain. But I can't see where in the week I've done anything to gain a pound. I don't understand it, because there's been a day where I was, well, let's for argument's sake, there's been 2 days this week where I have eaten to maintain calories. There's been other days where I've eaten below my losing weight calories. So theoretically it should all even out. Shouldn't necessarily equal a gain. But then, having said that, the scales can be just very mysterious sometimes, and there's no logical reason as to why you're up. Maybe you're retaining a bit more water, maybe you've gained a little bit more muscle, maybe you just need to go to the toilet. There's so many reasons why it can be up, and I do have a really good relationship with the scale in the fact that it doesn't necessarily change my mood. Like if I weigh, that's why I do weigh-ins, because I can weigh in and it say whatever it says and I can just get on with my day. And there's been some occasions where that hasn't, where I have been affected by it, but more often than not, it doesn't affect me enough that I'm like, you know, I get really upset by it. But yesterday I did get really upset, not necessarily at the scale, but just, I was just so frustrated at the fact that I don't know exactly what it was. I think I really do not want this year to go how last year went, in the sense that I sort of like lost £3, the next week I maintained, the next week I gained £3, the next week I lost £2, the next week I gained £1. I don't want to be going sort of like up and down the same sort of like couple of pounds as I have done this last year. I want to lose the weight. I want to consistently see it going down, because I feel like that is very encouraging, and it gives this effort purpose, and I do try really hard. I don't try my very, very hardest, but I do try hard. I definitely do put in effort. So I was just really, really, really frustrated at sort of like the situation. I'm frustrated at the fact, I was frustrated at my lipedema, I was just frustrated at life. I think it was just one of them days where I was just like, rah. But I had a really good cry and I had a really good reflect on it, and I just thought, well, obviously it means so much to you. And myself and Laura were having a bit of a chat actually about how we know what it is that we need to do. It's so like, it's so simple in like retrospect. Like if you were to write it down on a piece of paper, it's very obvious what it is, but it's just the doing it, isn't it? That side of it. And I was just saying how I'm just so frustrated at myself because I constantly get in my way, and yeah, I just had a bit of a shitter with my weight loss. But do you know what? I had a chicken breast and some veggies for my tea. I tracked my calories. I didn't overeat. I didn't like sort of go to my #1 crux, which is food for comfort. I fought against it despite of how I was feeling, and I feel like it just made me feel more passionate and made me realise how important it actually is to me. So maybe that's why this weigh-in is as it is. Maybe it's just proving to me how much it means to me and how important it is to me. Now, I'm not going to dwell on the fact that I'm up too much. It is what it is. Although there could be a million reasons why it's happened that's out of my control, I'm just going to say that I need to try harder. I need to do better. So this coming week I am going to do everything in my power to track my calories and to be as accurate as possible, making sure I weigh everything out, making sure I count every single little thing, making sure that everything's in my diary. I'm going to do a meal plan over the weekend for the coming week. It's actually my birthday next week, guys. A week today, 21st of January is my birthday, and I just think that one of the best birthday presents I could give myself is to step on the scales next Friday and have a loss. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try my very best, and we'll see. And I am going to weigh in on my birthday. I am going to make my weigh-in video. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to try and have a somewhat on track weekend. Jim is planning a few things. I'm not sure what's going on. So as life should be, I'm going to enjoy my weekend, my birthday weekend, but I'm not going to use it as an excuse to go wild also. So the next coming week, my goals are pretty much the same as stick to my macro goals, stick to my calorie goal, do at least 4 workouts this week, and I will be doing a plan of when I'm going to do them. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a meal plan. I will be filming a grocery haul. I will be filming a meal plan video. And I will be doing what I eat in a day this week. So if you want to make sure that you see them, remember to hit that subscribe. At the end of the video, there should be like a little icon, a little circle. It's usually here or here, I can't remember. But if you tap on that, you can really quickly and easily subscribe. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say, really. We just have to keep going, and these times are going to come where we step on the scale and we're like, WTF? But you know, it's just not worth getting held back over. I think it's just encouraging me to do better, and who knows, this time next week it might all make sense. I might have a weigh-in and be like, ah, okay, so that's that. But I'm gonna try my very best. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed so far. If you're new here and this is the first time watching, please subscribe and join along with this crazy journey with us all. Feel free to sort of like say hello in the comments, and please let me know how you're getting on. Let me know if you've had a weigh-in this week. How's it gone? How are you feeling? What's happening? Please keep me updated with you. And yeah, until next time's video, I hope you stay happy, healthy and well. I love you all. Bye bye.